It's time for Community Matters, a service of TCB Broadcasting, and it's sponsored by Vidalia Federal in Lyons and Vidalia, Todd Paget Housing Center in Claxton. Now let's see what's happening in our community with host Tony Doc Wardlaw.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to this edition of Community Matters. I'm your host, the Doc, and we are here on another beautiful Wednesday morning. It is the day before Thanksgiving, and I pray that everybody has their turkeys and dressing and all of these good things are ready to go. And I'm just happy that you're taking time to join us on this morning for this edition of Community Matters. What a beautiful community we live in. And we are blessed this morning. Since you've taken your time to listen in, we have a great show for you this morning. We have in the studio with us none other than the one and the only, the man himself, Mr. Kim Stevens. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good today, sir.
Good to have you in the studio. I know we've been working on it a few weeks now because back in September, you attended an event. You were just there, an innocent bystander.
They pulled that one over on me pretty good.
And they announced the Lion Citizen of the Year. And all of a sudden, all of your folks start coming out, and you were like, what in the world is going on?
Yeah.
And they said it's none other than the one and the Mr. Kim Stevens.
Yeah, that they pulled a good one on me. I thought I was just there to do a flag ceremony. I didn't know I was doing anything else. And like I told them then, I didn't think I deserved that then. So,
yeah.
But anyhow.
Well, in fact, you know, someone nominated you.
Yeah.
And for them to nominate you, there are 5 criteria for a person to be considered as the Lion Citizen of the Year. Someone looked at your character, they looked at your commitment, they looked at your civic involvement, your cooperation, and your contributions to our community. So I call it the 5 C's. Mm-hmm. And you rose to the top.
Well, I didn't know how they chose me. I just knew that it came forward, and that's all I knew.
Well, you know, on this show, we often talk about those silent or quiet heroes of our community. And while you're working and doing different things, you just never know. People are really watching you. And your work has spoken for itself. In fact, you've been in this community now for how long?
43 years.
You've been in this community for 43 years. Now, you were born and raised in a little city not too far from here.
I was born and raised in Oriana, Georgia, which is outside of Soperton and really outside of Adrian. It's sort of a little community right in a corner, a little triangle there, and had one Baptist church and a country store, and that was it.
That was all.
That was it.
You know, you said Oriana?
Oriana, yep.
And, you know, this could be a trivia question. I'm sure no one has ever, some of our listeners have probably never heard of Oriana, Georgia.
Oh, I don't know. They probably have, too. Anybody with any age on them would probably remember there was a gentleman came through the state of Georgia way back and was robbing country stores, and that was one store that he robbed, and a lady got killed on that store. Miss Lacey Thigpen, I won't ever forget it. I was a little bitty boy, and I won't ever remember it. She was the nicest lady in the world, I thought. And but it was at Oriana stores where that happened. I believe there was a total of 9 stores that got robbed in rural Georgia, you know.
Oriana,
and the guy, they finally caught the guy. So,
well, good.
But she was a sweet lady.
Good, good.
Always got a sweet cookie from her.
Well, Oriana, Georgia, and now you're here in Toombs County. Now, how did you go from Oriana, Georgia to Toombs County?
Well, I graduated high school in 1978, and I had already made plans to go to Nashville Auto Diesel College in 1979.
Okay.
It's a 1-year college.
Is that in Nashville, Tennessee?
That was in Nashville, Tennessee, and it was, like I said, it's a 1-year college, and they only taught trucks. That's You didn't have math, you didn't have English, you didn't have nothing. We just learned how to work on trucks. And so I went there, and in 1980, I come out and went to work for a little international place in Dublin, and was there for about a year, maybe a year and a half, and I got to know some people down here in Toombs County, and so I kept easing my way down here, and I got a hold of the water, as you said earlier. I drank the water, and I fell in love with it. So I've been down here ever since. So, and of course, we came down and opened up a business, and we've just been here ever since.
Wow, wow, what a story.
Yeah.
This water here can be pretty contagious, and it'll make you stay.
Yep.
And it's been, and the blessing has been all ours to have you here for 43 years. And you are the owner of Stevens Truck Center.
That's correct.
And you've been here as a staple of this community now for 43 years. Wow. Now, you're not alone. You're married.
Married for 31 years. I married a girl from here. Matter of fact, she went to Toombs County, and if I remember correctly, she was the salutatorian in 1978. Brenda Carroll Whitfield, and we've been married for 31 years. We have 3 children. We have had a daughter before I married Brenda, and she lives in Chester, and then we have 2 children together. So,
excellent. Excellent. 2 girls and a boy.
2 girls and a boy.
Wow. Good stuff. Good stuff. You being here from the community now, any regrets about being in this community?
Oh no. No, my kids have grown out here. We've played ball. We've played ball so much here, and we've played ball all across the whole state of Georgia. We played in the Atlanta Braves Classic twice.
Wow.
With our little team that we traveled around, and there's so many of these little kids running around, or these older kids now running around that we've played ball with, and all through the years, and I see these kids grown up now, and it's amazing. They've turned out very well, and that's not because of me. That's because of Toombs County.
Wow.
That's because of Toombs County.
Good stuff.
But anyhow, they're good, outstanding citizens of our community now. So.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in, we are talking to Mr. Kim Stevens. Mr. Kim Stevens is the owner of Stevens Truck Center here in Lyons, Georgia. And he was nominated and actually was chosen as the Lyons Citizen of the Year for 2023. And, you've started talking about some of the things that you've done in order to earn the Lyons Citizen of the Year. In fact, you've been working with young people for quite some time.
Yeah, probably since 2007, somewhere right in there. That's when I really got a lot of involvement with the young kids. We started travel baseball, and like I said, we traveled all over the state of Georgia. I've got in, and when my son turned 10, that's when I got into the scouting part of it.
Wow.
I can remember my son coming home with a paper saying, Daddy, I want to join Cub Scouts. And I said, well, that's fine. I said, but now once we started, we're going all the way through it. We're not stopping halfway.
Good stuff.
And of course, I don't think he understood what the all the way was, but he turned out to be a good young'un, and is an Eagle Scout today. So he took it all the way. So and I'm proud of him.
Excellent. So in the midst of you running your business, you took time to go ahead and work with the scout troop and everything.
While doing business, we done a travel baseball team. We done scouting, and of course we have a farm in Lawrence County, and we work that farm too, and hunt and all that up there. So I mean,
when do you sleep, man?
We sleep when we did.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah, we sleep when we did.
Well, let's talk about your work with the troop. Are you still doing work with the scout troop?
Yes, I'm still the scoutmaster of Troop 939.
Okay.
We have about 14 on our roster. We have already had, if I can count it up right, I'm thinking about 7 Eagle Scouts that's come out through the past years. Lyons First United Methodist Church is our facility. That is where we meet with our facility and all that. And we've now just started a Cub Pack. The Cub Pack is for ages 5 through 10 years old. And this is sort of I reckon you call it the inaugural year.
Yeah.
So it's our first year. We've had a lot of little issues, but we're about to iron them all out. And next year we're going to hit the ground running and make a very successful Cub Pack.
You know, as we're just sitting here listening to you, it sounds like you really love what you do.
Oh yeah, I love working with the kids now.
You've got a heart and a passion for it.
They make you laugh a lot, and that's what I like, and that's what I need. Being I run business, so I got to have something to laugh about. So
you got to have a way to kind of.
I got to have a way out somehow.
Come down. Yeah, that's
right.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so.
Well, this is excellent. You know, ladies and gentlemen, you're getting to meet the personality of our Lion Citizen of the Year for 2023. You know, you may see him in and around the truck center, and you might not think that he's personable, but we're kind of getting it out of you this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you got to have a different business mind. If you don't, somebody, you know, you can be run over in a hurry, you know. So.
Right, yeah.
So.
Well, hanging with the kids, and we're talking about the troop, but you also have been instrumental in helping your children with sports, baseball.
Yes, yeah. My son started playing with the uppercuts years ago, and I believe he was 8 years old. And we went from the uppercuts, and then we got they kind of fell apart, and then we got with Mr. Tommy Rollins of Tarlin and Timber, and he sponsored us another team.
Okay.
We called them the Timber Dogs.
Look at that.
And mainly because Tommy was in the timber business, and we're in Toombs County, so it's got to be the dog. so we called them the Timber Dogs, and so we was the Timber Dogs for 10 years, I reckon.
Wow.
You know? And so it was just a perfect match, I think. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Excellent.
And Mr. Tommy was very supportive of what we was trying to do.
Absolutely.
You know,
speaking of Mr. Tommy Rollins, he's actually a previous Lion Citizen of the Year.
Yep. I saw that on the paperwork that night. You know, so a lot of people that I knew have been that nominated as that, and of course I never really noticed to look and see, you know, but they've done something in the background too, I suppose.
Yeah.
So.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I want to take a break, and after we come back from the break, I want to talk more about what it means to be a Scoutmaster troop leader, and some of your credentials in being one.
Okay.
I also want to talk more about this Cub Pack, and we'll get into that. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We're talking to our Lion Citizen of the Year, Mr. Kim Stevens. So we'll take this break, and right after these messages, we'll be back to get in his head a little more. Come right back right after these messages.
We don't need a calendar to tell us that summer is here. Just go outside and you'll know it's getting hot, hot, hot. This is Anthony J. with Todd Padgett Housing Center, and we're inviting you to beat the heat in one of our beautiful homes from Southern Energy Homes, Cavalier, Clayton, Deer Valley, Live Oak, or Scott Built. We build all of our homes a lot more energy efficient than they would have normally come. So stop by Todd Padgett Housing Center in Claxton, Georgia, and pick out your energy savings dream home from our massive selection. Todd Padgett Housing Center, all of your housing solutions under one roof.
Smarter, not harder. Here at Vidalia Federal, we are all about that phrase as we strive to make your life easier. No more drowning in paperwork or being interrogated over the idea of buying a house. Getting a home loan should be an enjoyable, simple process, not a daunting task. This is Julia McKenzie with Vidalia Federal Savings Bank, and I am here to make the mortgage process easy and simple. Come see me at the Vidalia branch on Jackson Street to talk about your next home purchase or refinance.
Welcome back to this edition of Community Matters. I'm your host, The Doc, and we've been in the studio this morning talking to the one and the only, our Lion Citizen of the Year, Mr. Kim Stevens. When you see that name, I'm sure people come in looking for, if they say the owner, Kim Stevens, they're not looking for somebody that kind of going bald up top.
No, they don't. They don't put that together. That's for sure. I've been called an awful lot of things, but But anyhow, I'm proud of my name. My mom and daddy gave it to me.
That's right.
That's it in a nutshell. You know,
That's
so
it.
That's it. So.
Oh, boy. Well, that's good. Good. Well, you're the Lion Citizen of the Year, which means then you've got good character, honesty, humility, trustworthy, and integrity. And those are some of the mantras of your business. Your commitment. You've been committed to our community. You've been here for 43 years. Civic involvement. You've been working with children for years. You're a big part of our community, and you also contribute to our community. Your cooperation with others. Of course, you teach that to the children as well, and of course, you contribute. Let's talk about your contributions to our community. For you to lead the Scoutmaster Troop, what all do you have to do in order to become a leader?
Just plan as far as what I do, because of I'm working an 8-hour job every day, and because of all the other things I do, you just got to have a lot of planning, and of course that's the main thing. I want the young men and all that I in my troop, I want them to understand that, because there's a lot of things in life that you need to get done, and if you don't plan it just right, you won't get it done. And you got to set those goals, and you got to plan ahead, and you got to think about what you're doing, and that's really the main thing I want them to get out of what I'm doing. I have very good leaders behind me, and my assistants are very well trained and all. We all have to go through a training program for the Scouts, and we have to constantly do training every 2 years. So so it's a lot of training that goes along with it, but it's mainly to teach these kids to plan ahead of what they're trying to do and try to reach their goals.
And you don't just talk the talk. I mean, you have actually done a lot of work to be the leader. I mean, you've kind of prided yourself in going ahead and going the extra step to get some training yourself.
Right, yeah, I spent a couple of weekends at our Scout Council doing what we call wood badge training, and wood badge training is actually leadership training is what it is, and it teaches you how to work with these kids and how to try to keep it fun, because if you don't keep it fun, they won't come to the meeting. You got to do different things. A lot of troops fail, I think, because they're doing the same thing over and over and over. And I mean, with our troop, we may camp at, we call it Tippett Island one weekend. We may camp out at my farm one weekend. We have been snow tubing, we have been zip lining, we have been whitewater rafting, and we plan all this ahead of time because we want to make it fun. We want these kids involved because we want to get them off the couch.
That's right.
Yeah, we don't need couch potatoes in ours. We're gonna have to make them do some things, you know. So
that's good stuff. Well, you know, when you think about the Scouts, you think about being able to start a fire without matches, tying knots. You teach them all of those.
All of it, every bit of it. Matter of fact, the knots is sort of a thing we have to fall back on, because you don't use them on an everyday basis. So, but whenever they do their border reviews, that's one of the questions that comes up. How do you tie a square knot? How do you tie a taut line? How you tie some of this stuff? And if we don't teach it over and over, they won't get it because it's something they don't use every day.
Wow, wow. And now you actually incorporated the Cub Pack. That's correct. Now, Cub Pack ages 5 through 10.
That's correct.
And then the troop, or the Scoutmaster Troop 939, that's ages 11 through 18.
That's correct.
And I asked you, for the Scoutmaster Troop, that's boys only.
That's boys only, that's correct.
11 through 18.
That's right.
But now, for the Cub Pack, that's 5 through 10,
right.
Girls and boys.
Right. We did something a little different. We're the only pack in Vidalia or Toombs County that decided to try to do a family pack. Okay. And the reason we done that is because the 5 through 10-year-olds require the parent to stay. In other words, you don't just drop them off and leave them and come back in an hour. The parent has to be part of the deal. So we called it a family pack.
That's
And
good.
the other reason we done it is because if you done it with a little boy, that little girl, that little sister is right over behind him, and she's wanting to do everything that little boy does. And so we decided to do a family pack so that we got all of them off the couch, not just the little boy. So we decided to do it as a family pack and make it a family ordeal, and also so that the family can do things together, you know. And so and that was just our choice. you
That's
know, so.
excellent. The more we're talking to you, the more I know all of us are understanding why you are the Lion Citizen of the Year.
Yeah, well, I don't think I deserved it, but anyhow, it's done now, I suppose. So
Yeah. You know, how many families do you have a part of the Cub Pack so far?
when we first signed up, we started this we've been working on it all year, but the sign-ups was in September at the school. We done a sign-up at the school.
Wow.
We had 46 people that actually signed up.
Oh, my.
Now, we've got 29 that paid, but now we got about 14, maybe 16 that are actually active this first time round. And so if we have 46 next year and we keep 30 of them, I'm extremely happy over that. I'm happy over the 16, you know, because we really wanted this to work. Vidalia has had a good pack up there for years and years,
Okay.
and they're just overflowing. I mean, they don't have enough room for what they're doing, and so that's why we was approached to start a pack
That's good.
in Lyons, Georgia, and we didn't want Lyons going to Vidalia, not to be ugly or nothing, but we was trying to keep them all down here
That's good.
instead of having to travel that little distance,
Right.
So if you live in Lyons, you got a pack now. So
That's good.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I mean, this is excellent, and just good stuff. This is open for the public, anybody?
yes, you can sign up in the pack anytime. You can sign up in the troop anytime. All you gotta do is now we meet on our troop meets on Monday night at 7:00 at the Lyons First United Methodist Youth Building.
Okay.
The pack meets on Tuesday night. We have one den, they're broke down into dens because of age groups. We have one den that starts at 6 and one at 7 on Tuesday night. And then on Thursday night, we have a den that starts at 6 o'clock and one on 7 o'clock.
Wow.
So, and that's the way it sort of broke down.
No wonder why. You talked about, you said you graduated in 1978, right?
That's correct.
And when you said that, I'm like, there's no way. This man looks very young. But now I'm understanding why. You stay on the go. I mean, you look very young for your age. man.
Well, thank you. I actually went through open heart surgery in 21.
Wow.
I had a birth defect, and that's what they called it, was a birth defect, where my aortic valve, the aortic valve has 3 flaps on it, and 2 of mine was fused together. And if I hadn't had COVID in 21, I don't know that I would be here today because I had an aneurysm right behind it.
See that, man.
So, I mean, I think COVID, in a sense, saved my life, in a
Wow.
sense. That's my feelings toward it anyhow.
Oh yeah, no,
So-
no, that's good
so,
stuff. Thank you
but,
for sharing that.
that's right.
That's that kind of great divine intervention that we
Yeah.
believe in here on this show. So,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that. This is we're talking to Mr. Kim Stevens. He's one of the hardest working men I know now. Because you not only have a store here in Lyons, but you have one in Hazelhurst and Statesboro, and you oversee all of them.
All right. Well, now I got good people now. I mean,
That's good.
I have been very blessed to work 25 people, and
Wow.
they've been good to me, and I've tried to be good to them, and I just hope that we can continue the success that we've all had, and so I've got good people behind me too now. So
Your truck center, do you just do big trucks or?
yes, mainly all we do is big trucks. We do not do body work there unless it's something we can take off and send out. Mostly everything we do is engine work, transmission work, rear end work, brakes and stuff like that. But we are busy all the time.
Wow.
Now my 2 stores in Hazelhurst and in Statesboro, they're just part stores. They are not a full
they're
service
not a
facility.
full-service facility.
Right, they are not full service.
Have you seen an influx of, I guess, business since the port has been widening? Didn't mean to really give you a...
Yeah, well, I mean, we all gonna see a lot here when this Hyundai plant starts, and it's gonna be a lot of work here. I just hope we can find the workers to fill the shoes. That's what I hope for.
That's good. Well, we just want to say thank you. Part of having you on the show as the Citizen of the Year was so that, number one, all of us can hear from you and get to know you. And I feel like we've accomplished that today. Thank you for sharing with us. But also, we want to say thank you. Thank you for your contribution. I mean, you're taking time out of your busy schedule to pour back into the community, to pour back into our children. As you said, get them off the couch.
Yeah.
Get all of these couch potatoes, and then they grow up to be successful citizens and contribute to our society. And that takes a good heart, someone to pour into them. So we appreciate it.
Well, I think the Lions Club, I mean, there's a lot of people there that I know, Mr. Darrell Nobles and all of them, they are about, you think I work hard, you should see them. I mean, they're outstanding, I think.
Yeah.
He's always involved, he's always at Bread Drive, if I see him everywhere, So now there's a lot of good people in the Lions Club too.
Absolutely.
And I thank them for what they do too, so.
Good. Well, we're rooting for two sets of Bulldogs.
That's right.
We're rooting for the Toombs County Bulldogs to continue their winning.
That's right.
And we're rooting for the Georgia Bulldogs to three-peat.
That's right.
And any man that's rooting for the Bulldogs is a good man to me.
That's right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a great interview with Mr. Kim Stevens. Any words you want to say to people to encourage them, our citizens, as you are the Citizen of the Year? Anything you want to share with people just to kind of encourage them in their walks as citizens?
Well, just the parents need to get involved in their child's welfare and all, because you blink too many times, they're gone.
Wow.
And that's it. I mean, they'll be gone before you think twice about it, and
they'll be gone and gone.
They'll be gone and gone, gone and gone. But just don't blink too many times.
Well, good. Well, thank you again, Mr. Stevens, and thank all of you for listening in to this conversation this morning. You can go back and listen to this. It'll be archived on our website, tcbbroadcasting.com. tcbbroadcasting.com. You can go there. Also, we want to thank our general manager, Ms. Robin Crabb, and we want to wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving, and come back again on next week, and we'll have another good show for you. And until then, everyone, do all you can to contribute to our great society and make it the best society that this world knows. Everybody take care. God bless. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Community Matters with host Tony Doc Wardlaw, sponsored by Todd Paget Housing Center in Claxton and by Vidalia Federal in Lyons and Vidalia. Tune in again next week to see what is happening in our community on Community Matters, a service of TCB Broadcasting.